In this video, I take you to Santa Rosa Lake State Park Campground. I give you a tour and I show you the best campsites. We share the best camping locations in the USA.
Hi guys, we hope you enjoy the video.
Check out our RV and camping related gear at our Amazon storefront. Link in video description. There are two separate campgrounds in Santa Rosa Lake State Park. The first is a Rocky Point Campground. That's where Melody and I are camped. There are two loops here at Rocky Point. One has electric hookups. The other is primitive camping. And then there is a separate campground, the Juniper Park Campground. And I believe it is primitive camping. I'm going to show you the best campsites in both of these campgrounds. Santa Rosa Lake State Park makes a wonderful stop, folks, especially if you're heading west from the Amarillo, Texas to the Albuquerque, Santa Fe area. Your pickings are slim, and this state park has a lot to offer. There's a lot of beauty here. This particular trail, well, first off, let me give you a little orientation here. I'm up here at the Rocky Point Campground. As I said before, there's two loops. I'm going to take you through and show you the best campsites in both of these loops. One's electric, one's not. There's also a Rocky Point trail, shoreline trail. See this shoreline trail? I went on it yesterday. It is absolutely beautiful, folks. It will change your whole perception of the park if you take that trail. You cross a dam here, and then Juniper Park Campground is a primitive campground, and it also has stunning lake views. So I'll be showing you the best campsites, folks. So folks, I'm going to start in Loop B. Don't discount the primitive camping. There are some very scenic campsites in this park. And the pickings are slim. There's a lot of wonky campsites. I'm not going to be showing you the wonky campsites. Only showing you the best campsites. Let's get to it. Okay, folks. Site B4 makes the cut. This is a pull-through site. You can get a fairly large rig in here. You can get your rig level. And you have a covered picnic table. There are no hookups. This is a primitive campsite. You got peekaboo view of the lake. There are campsites with better views of the lake. But this is a keeper, folks, and you can get a large rig in here. Site B4 going down in the book for Rocky Point Campground, Loop B. Coming up on the right is campsite B10. This is going to be a keeper. They have the garbage receptacles or cans, and they have them in these little containers there. Again, this is primitive camping. There's your sitting area. You can get your rig level in that campsite, folks. Site B10 going down the book. Off to my right is site B13, and that is also a keeper, folks. Up here is site B16, not recommending that. I don't know if you could pick it up on the video, but there's a heck of a grade on that site. There is a slight uphill grade on this site, but it is going down the book. It's a medium-sized site as far as rig goes. You have to park your tow vehicle on the asphalt. So that's something to keep in mind. Check the measurements when you make your reservation online. This is site B15, and the reason it makes the cut, even with that slight grade going down, is out of your door, you're going to have a nice view of Santa Rosa Lake, even with the sun in our face. So the last campsite I showed you is down there. the one with the nice view. And this is the Shoreline Trail. This is the start, one of the start points of the Shoreline Trail. Okay, Shoreline Trail, we're right here. And I took this yesterday. Some fantastic scenery along that trail. It really changes your whole perception of Santa Rosa Lake State Park. I took a ton of photos and video. I have a little slideshow for you that I'm going to pop up right now. Look how beautiful this is. This is absolutely gorgeous. These lake views along the Shoreline Trail. So folks, I'm still in B Loop. There is one central shower facility with flush toilets. They're workable, they're doable. You can access that shower house from both the B Loop and the A Loop. And then just past the shower house is a playground. And then if you look real closely, like right up in there, that's my KZ Durango half-ton fifth wheel. And I lucked out. Sight unseen, just going by photographs on the online. We picked a nice site, folks. I'm now in the Rocky Point Campground, Loop A. This is the electric loop. This is site A5. It does make the cut. Take you down in here and show you why. We did not have to check in with anybody. We made our reservation online. We drove straight to our site, set up, and then later a ranger came around and put a little tag on our site. But there is no place to check in. There is a visitor center, but it's not set up for check-in. 30-50 amp electric service, nice looking box. There's your picnic table. You got a grill. You do have a view of Santa Rosa Lake. This is your seating area right over here. These people just pulled out. I'm going to take you back up to their campsite. They did have a nice campsite. This is the view of the lake from your sitting area out of your RV. Campsite A5 going down the book for you. This is campsite A2. The folks just pulled out of this campsite right here. Here's your water hookup. 30-50 amp electric service. It's your sitting area. Not a bad deal, folks, and there's the lake right there. Yeah, sight unseen, just going by the few photos that are online. We did a pretty good job at selecting this campsite. I did want something that is Starlink friendly. Most of the sites here, you'll be able to get Starlink service. Northern Skies pointed that way. I have my Starlink up, you'll see it. This is site A7. Site A7. And I tanked up with water, but they have this sign here. Please disconnect water at 5 p.m. Freezing temperatures will cause the spigot to freeze. So we complied, topped the tank off, and we're running off the tank water. We have had some wind, so I have these chairs propped up. There's the playground I showed you earlier. We do have a fairly nice view of the lake. And our very first evening we pulled in, we had like a pink moon, like a blood red moon, right where it crested that hill right over here. And I'll pop some photos up for you so you can see the wonderful view that we had of the moon on our first night here. Well, it's our first night here at Santa Rosa Lake State Park in New Mexico. And look at this moon. Melody spotted this moon coming up over the mountain. Look at that. That is spectacular. So yeah, really happy with our campsite. Starlink's working wonderfully. 30-50 amp electric service on the other side here. Oh, there you go. But this made a, you know, Melody and I are retired. We don't like to travel fast. We want to see things. So we're 3 overnights. This could have been an overnight stop, but this park is worth spending 2 or 3 nights because you really do want to do some of the hikes around here. And you do have pretty scenery. The town of Santa Rosa has the bare necessities. It's nothing to brag about. But for a few days, overnight stay, and to enjoy the scenic surroundings in this park, it's worth a stay at Santa Rosa Lake State Park. I'll show you this one for consolation. You do have a grade on that site. You can see how they got it jacked up. That's A10, but you have a view of the lake out here. Site A12. Site A12 is doable. There is a grade on that site, but if your pickings are slim, Site A12 will work. And you do have a partial view of the lake from that campsite. Site 814 will work if you have a smaller camping configuration because you have a little slope there, but if you have a smaller camping configuration, you can get your rig level up on top. Site 814 going down the book for you. Again, not recommending this site. You can see the blocks. This is A16. And a lot of this you won't be able to tell just by looking at a photo, but see how unlevel that site is. Not for me, folks. Santa Rosa Lake State Park is co-located with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. That is the visitor center for the Santa Rosa area, Albuquerque district. And the dam is right over here. And there's a beautiful view of the lake. Let me show you. Yeah, you have a pretty decent view of Santa Rosa Lake from the Army Corps of Engineer Visitor Center. And here's a decent view of the dam that you'll actually cross the dam on your way to Santa Rosa Lake State Park. And the campground that we're going to next, the Juniper Park Campground, is located just on the other side of the dam. So folks, I just went in the visitor center, very knowledgeable gentleman in there. And he told me exactly what I wanted to know. The state park, the campgrounds were never Army Corps of Engineer campgrounds. When the dam was constructed, They leased property out to the state of New Mexico, and the state of New Mexico simultaneously built the campgrounds that I'm showing you in this video at the same time they were building the dam. So these campgrounds were never Army Corps of Engineer campgrounds, although all the land is owned by the Army Corps of Engineers, and it's leased to the state. Well, folks, I'm now in the Juniper Park Campground. Let's go see if I can recommend any campsites. There's the centralized shower house and restroom facility, comparable to what we had over in the Rocky Point Campground. Let me take you over here and show you. I can't recommend a single campsite in this loop, folks. They're all wonky. I mean, you'd have a hard time getting your rig level. There's a heck of a slant on this campsite right here. This is J8. This is J11 down here. Look how wonky that is. I mean, if you're tent camping, I suppose that's not a problem. You do have a view of the lake. But as far as RV camping, let me walk down in here. I guess it's not so bad right in here. Now, second look, I think you could get your rig level down here on J11. But this is probably the best campsite in this loop, J11. So folks, at Santa Rosa Lake, the Army Corps of Engineers has an overlook and rest area. Get a load of this. You got the dam back that way, and then you have a gorgeous view of Santa Rosa Lake this way. So don't miss this overlook and rest area right before you cross the dam. I hope you got something out of the video, folks. That's why I make them. I'll leave you with some photos on the way out.